Skateboarding is not a hobby, and it's not a sport. Skateboarding is a way of learning how to redefine the world around you. It's a way of getting out of the house, connecting with other people, and looking at the world through different sets of eyes. When you're a skateboarder, especially in the 1970s, when everyone thought it was a hobby, they all thought it was like a strange version of a yo-yo or a hula hoop. It was very under the radar. For most people, when they saw a swimming pool, they thought, let's take a swim. But I thought, let's ride it.
Burnside run.
Hello. Hey, Desert. Good to see you, Lacey. So we've got Torey here today, who is going to share with us a little bit about her life, what she's got going on. She is an amazing person. That was her that you saw skating. She's so good. First time I seen her, she's okay. Wait a minute, Torey. How long have you been skating?
I have been skating for like a year and a half.
Okay, so she should have been doing this since she was like 7 years old.
Yeah, I wish I was. I'm 30.
Because who the hell picks up skating at 28, 29 years old and does that well? Nobody. No, I don't know anyone. Not a single. Well, I know one person, her, that's it. So, she's somebody that I thought maybe the community would be interested in getting to know a little bit about. Torey, would you like to kind of run us through your story as far as your transitioning and just that identity politic thing when it goes to the surfing community and the skating community? I'm really curious about how that, what kind of challenges that posed for that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on tonight. It's an honor to be here with y'all. So yeah, my name is Torey. I'm 30 years old. I'm a trans woman. I came out when I was 28, so like maybe 2 years ago now. And I didn't start skating until I came out as trans, and it's honestly, and surfing as well. So those two aspects of my identity are like core to who I am. Like surfing and skating is the way that I have found to like truly embody my femininity and like go with the flow, like literally just, flowing and cruising and getting in tune with my body. And so I've kind of made it my life mission here to help the trans community, especially the athletic community, to, be accepted in athletic spaces. I work with an organization called Athlete Ally. We are basically aiming to end homophobia and transphobia in sports. We do that through education. We work with teams and leagues and everywhere from the Olympic level down. So we work with like the NCAA, NBA. We've trained every incoming NBA player for the last 8 years. We work with teams on like inclusion training. How can you be more inclusive of trans people? We hold pride nights with different teams to activate their communities and like just help to educate folks on what it means to be trans and how we can be more inclusive of trans people in sports. We also we do a lot of policy work, so we have like an athletic equality index where we look at all the Division I NCAA schools and rank them on like how inclusive are they of trans folks in the athletic departments. And then we have a network of like 400 professional athletes that are our athlete ambassadors that we use for like activations and just get them involved in any way we can to educate other players and coaches about how we can support the trans community in sports. So that's kind of my life mission as a trans athlete. I'm like, yeah, I want to help out everyone to see that like we're just like everyone else, and the advantages that folks think that trans people have aren't necessarily there and valid. So yeah, it's a little bit about me.
What's the conversation look like when you're talking to somebody who is, say, of the mindset of, well, you can't have trans people playing sports on a trans woman on a female team because she's not really female. How do you have a conversation with these people? What does it look like?
Yeah, it's difficult because it's such a polarizing subject, and oftentimes people are very closed off to just the idea of having trans women compete. I think when we break it down, it's like, trans women competing in sports is not the number one threat to women's sports. It's lack of equal pay, it's lack of media exposure. There are different threats to women's sports that are like a real threat to women's sports, and trans women competing in women's sports is not the threat that it's been made to seem like it is in the media. It's been totally blown out of proportion, especially when we look at like the elite level, how many trans women are actually making it now to the Olympic level. It's proportional to any other like group of people that would make it to that level. So trans women are not like dominating sports, and the falsehoods that have been perpetuated by the media are just like totally based in fear. Like, we don't want these people that we perceive as men to be competing, which it's hard to get through to those people.
I can imagine. I think, even me, I mean, I will catch myself thinking something that's just wrong. It's based off of like zero information. Just like, I know every dude I know is stronger than me, except for maybe two, and I can kick their ass pretty easy. So it's, I think a lot of parents, especially when it comes to school age kids, part of me wants to kind of empathize and understand where they're coming from, but then I look at their kids and I look at the other girls that were born girls, and I'm thinking, as far as strength and ability, I think those girls could all whoop that kid's ass.
Totally.
Just because the boys don't develop as quickly. Now, once they get into high school, I think that's kind of where it might get a little scary. But I don't know. It's really hard for me to have an argument on either side. I want to just play Switzerland, That's
kind of how I felt for a long time as well. Even as a trans person, I was like, well, I can see both sides of it. But especially when we talk about youth sports, like trans youth are already so at risk of suicide. It's like 46% of trans youth attempt suicide before the age of, I think, 16 or something. It's like something crazy. And when you start to exclude them from sports, like something where they truly just like want to be with their friends and they want to connect and they want to be seen as like just another person, and you say, no, you can't do that. Like, that is so detrimental to someone's mental health. And it's literally like taking these kids and just like sticking the nails in their coffin. Because like you said, especially at younger ages, kids don't really have
they're all knees and elbows, all of them.
Yeah.
And they don't, in my opinion, okay, so I'm bi. I've always known I was bi. My first crush was a female teacher in the first grade, but it was never a thing. It was never a thing to actually like discuss it. It was never, and I just simply was, and I existed just like everybody else, simply just is. And I don't think that I think all kids see themselves and others in that same way up until, puberty hits and kind of the biological clock starts to tell you, it's more than that. I don't even remember why I thought boys were icky or why, my brother thought girls were icky. I mean, I have no clue. I don't know why. I think it's because our parents said so, to be honest. But I don't see how smaller children playing against each other, no matter what their parents think the child identifies as, like, how do they just let them be kids? Leave them alone. They want to play together on that team. Let them play together on that team. It shouldn't matter. But
and like what like
muscle mass difference. Do you think that at least trans people who are on hormone therapy, is there a muscle mass difference?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, after even a year of hormones for a male to female trans person, your muscle mass goes down significantly. I started to notice it like within probably 2 months of being on hormones. Like I just couldn't do the things that I could do before. My like oxygen carrying capacity went down, my strength went way down, my ability to do the things that were once easy like just kind of went away. And so I can attest it's absolutely real that there's a huge loss of muscle mass for trans women. And yeah,
I mean, freaked out. Like when you noticed that you weren't able to do the things you were before, like, I don't know, that would freak me out.
Yeah, there was definitely a part of me that was like, oh shit, like this kind of sucks. Like I was once very strong and I could do a bunch of stuff, and to like kind of regress was definitely challenging at first, but then ultimately I was like, well, this is what I want. Like I was born in the wrong body. Like even though my body could do these things, like I don't want that body. And so here I am, and I'm totally happy.
Was there like one particular moment where you noticed it significantly?
Yeah, I can remember I was on a run with my friend. I ran track in college, and so I used to be like a competitive runner. And I was on a run with my friends who was also on my track team in college. We were somewhere in Montana, like in the mountains, and he was just like dropping me. And at that point I had been taking hormones for 2 months, and I wasn't like presenting as a woman yet. I was still like, living my everyday as a man. Mm-hmm. But like still, even the 2 months of hormones, I was like, holy shit, like this is intense. Like I cannot keep up with this kid who I used to be in every race.
So people who are like what about looking at it from that biological standpoint? Like you've been on hormone therapy and stuff for quite some time. You've noticed this huge difference in your muscle mass and your physical ability. There's people in here in the feed who are saying, I don't think it's fair for men to compete against women if they're going to win every time. Well, what do you say to people who don't realize that a trans woman on hormone therapy is going to be the equivalent of if they were born a female? That's their strength limitations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to those people, I would say, first of all, I'm not a man. Like, I'm not a man, and I'm not going to, like, it's not a man competing with women. So just because someone is born with, like, certain genitalia doesn't make them a man or woman. Like, there are, I think, 18 different, like genders, if you want to put it, or like ways that chromosomes can express themselves. People can be intersex. They can be born with like female chromosomes but have a penis. Like there are many ways that people can be born, and your external genitalia isn't necessarily reflective of like your biological sex, if you want to put it that way. So I would also say, like, when we look at biology, there are biological differences in everyone. Like Shaquille O'Neal, He's 7'6". And do we want to go ahead and just say like, oh, anyone over 7 feet, you can't compete in the NBA just because you're too tall? You know, that's a human being, and he is taller than most people, and he's allowed to compete with other people that are 6 foot, and those 6 foot people still compete to a high level. And so when we have the argument for, you know, trans women in female sports, it's kind of the same thing. Like, biologically speaking, there may be some perceived advantages. Maybe, you know, if it's not muscle mass, then it's bone structure, because that's one thing that is not reversible. Your bone structure like develops as you go through puberty. Your bones like calcify, and they don't shrink once you start taking hormones. And so that is a potential advantage, but there are larger women too. You know, there are 7 foot women. And so there are biological differences in everyone. Everyone is a unique person. And after a certain amount of time on hormones,
Uh-oh. I think we froze.
I have something to add to her story, actually, that might clarify some things for people. I'll wait till she gets back.
Yeah. Actually, kind of. Hi, Joe. It's good to see you. I'm glad that you're there. Kind of disappointed in a couple of you people there in the feed. Shame on you for not having an open mind and listening to what somebody has to say. You know how I feel about that shit. But you do pose good questions that people want the answers to, and who better to answer them? Hopefully she comes back. If not, I blame you. Bingo! I know I'm being not nice. I know I'm being not nice. This is a subject.
But it is questions that we still need to talk about, because people want to understand, and there's certain things that, like, the discussion still kind of needs to be maybe presented in a different way. But there's lots of people that are very much with the opinion that, like, the muscle mass of a man versus a woman is different, and in most cases it is. But yeah, hopefully she gets back, because then I'll explain my little story.
Oh, I like that comment that Cop Block said. You guys, yeah, I gotta put this up here. Druzy, it's good to see you. We missed all the hubbub, but this sucks. I wanted her. You should see what she's doing. Yay, there she is. Yay, you're back.
sorry, my phone overheated, so I needed to get in the car and put on the AC.
Oh, jeez. So I wanted to add something to your story, because I'm in a unique position. I've had a heart transplant, and I was transplanted at 14, but I had a female heart. So I've had a female heart since I was 14, and as we've clearly established, I'm a large person. So that's the thing. Like, a female heart is strong enough to pump my body because it came out of a lady that was about the equivalent of my size. So it's like, it's not just the DNA argument that I think people think. It's like, people need to understand the actual body is very accommodating to different things, and your body changes as, like you said, with the meds, as you transition, you notice the body difference, right? It's so your body does change with anything. And so in my case, my heart obviously changed enough to work in my body, because it's been 25 years since I was transplanted, because I was 14 at the time.
Damn, that's amazing.
Since we're on the sports subject, it was the size of a basketball when they took it out of me.
Holy shit.
So all I can imagine is some doctor just like aiming for a bucket. I'm like, you bastards.
Okay.
But it's kind of interesting, like, to talk about, like, the transgender, because I'm very odd, and like I'm very much like look like a big biker, but I do a lot of things more that are effeminate, I would say. I always used to kind of say I'm like a gay man trapped in a biker's body because like I enjoy baking, I'm good at interior decorating, that kind of stuff, right? Like I'm just a weird individual. So I've always been like I don't care about any kind of gender stereotypes. I'm just who I am. Like I don't, right? Like and I wish people could have that kind of freedom where it's like you dress like you wear or it's like where gender is never a topic that has to come up because nobody cares about
Yeah.
what you look like, right? It's just, oh, that's them. It's like, right? So it's,
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, we're a long way from there, but
yeah, I think we're like, that's not the way that people understand it right now, but that's the way that it is. You know, there are
Yeah.
6-7 billion people in the world, and there are that many gender identities. Like every
Yeah.
person has their own gender identity, even though our society tells us like it's black and it's white. Like there's
Yeah.
male, female, blue and pink, dolls and trucks. Like we
Yeah.
separate everything into categories, even like cars. It's like, oh, that's like a car that a chick would drive. Like
Yeah.
we like make these snap judgments to just like all of
Yeah.
a sudden just say
Well,
like a man or a woman, and yeah.
it's pretty amazing. I live in a oil town up here in northern Canada. And so like most of my buddies all kind of look like me. But I got like buddies that are welders and they do some of the most beautiful flower artwork stuff. And I'm just like, pretty sure if people like put pictures next to what we do and then like us, they were just like, this there's not the right connection here. So it's like amazing, like what happens when you don't conform to like what stereotypical, what you can accomplish kind of idea. Sorry, my ADHD kicks in a little bit. I had some brain damage from the transplant.
Damn.
Oh my gosh, two of us with brain damage. Yes, I'm not
Yeah.
alone.
No,
So we have a
my
question.
coma.
Honest question: should we allow hormone treatment in developing bodies that may not be reversible if the individual's understanding of what they believe changes?
Whew. Yeah, it's a tough question. I would say, I mean, I think most, and I'm not a doctor, and so I don't know how hormone therapy works for younger children. The thing that I do know is that I believe that most kids that haven't gone through puberty yet, they're not necessarily given like hormone replacement therapy. They're given blockers most of the time to just kind of delay the onset of puberty from starting. So they're given hormone blockers that kind of like blocks the receptors of testosterone or estrogen actually binding and starting to make changes in the body so that they can delay puberty and then make decisions once they're in a more educated state, you know, once they're older and they actually have more understanding of what they want to do with their body. So I think
Joe, you guys tell me your names right quick? I'm sorry, I didn't see any names. I'm Joe.
This is Torey, and this is Yeti. I think you can tell.
Oh, wait, Yeti, wait. Yeti better be the big white boy.
Apologize, Torey. Go on.
All right, I'm sorry. I just wanted Yeti and Torey.
Yes. Oh, damn. Her phone overheated again. Shit.
All right. She's the one I wanted to ask her opinion
Right.
on, female sports and shit. Should men be in? I got a lot of questions, but Yeti, you could let's get your opinion. Do you think male and female should compete together? I know Torey was saying something about trans in sports. I was interested as fuck. What do you guys think?
I think in the younger stages, it's not as much of an issue. And as like Torey said, like if you kind of go along all the way, it's probably not going to be that big of a difference. But then we're talking about people that transition later, and that's a completely different argument. And that one, I'm a little more iffy. I don't
Torey,
know
what
the
do you
answer.
think? If you open the door, Torey, you got to let them all in, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenging subject. That's absolutely.
I love challenging. This is the best shit. Fuck that, what we agree on. Fuck all that. That's not how we grow. What do you think? You're obviously not afraid to give your fucking opinion, which is very attractive, by the way, Torey. Um, now, what do you think? I can see you're opinionated on this too. I think that you throw the gates open. You throw them open. That'd be my guess. Am I accurate?
Yeah. So I'm a trans woman. I'm an athlete, and I want to compete in sports. I don't want to. I'm not a man, so I don't want to compete in the male category. And
Right.
we all know that separate is not equal. So making a third category for trans people is not equal. It's not like
That's
a
not right. That's not fair because you said it. There are many different in betweens, right? The U.S. Olympics had to go through this shit many years ago. They've never been able to sell it. They couldn't say man, woman, XY, chromosome, XX. It is not that fucking simple. They've been wrestling for years. I think they gave up. They've been wrestling for 50 years trying to figure this out.
Yeah, it's not that simple. We have a tendency to make it black and white, and it's not. It's definitely not.
Well,
So
let me ask you something a little simpler. Should women be allowed to compete in men's sport? That's for everybody.
I did in junior high. I played football. So yeah.
Anybody else?
No, I completely agree. I think if they can play, let them.
It's about the field, right? It should be
If
about
we're
the
watching
field.
professional sports, I want the best athlete.
yeah,
I don't
agree.
care what
I
their
agree.
gender is. I just like if they can play, let them play. Because I'm watching the game regardless.
Yeah, I
Most times
agree.
I'm cheering for the team anyway. So
I'm there for the best athletes, man. If I
Yeah.
see my favorite boxer, if he's in there getting outboxed, I'm gonna switch to the other guy because he's got better skill.
yeah. No, and like even in UFC, there's some women fighters that would mop the floors with guys.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
see, I think the one-on-one thing is a little easier to deal with because you can just be like, if you can fight, you can fight. Like you can get in, right? I think it's the team sport. I think is where there's probably a lot more difficulty.
There was a woman
Agreed.
drafted to the NBA. You guys know this, right? Back in the 70s.
No, I didn't know that.
Saved my life. There was one woman throughout history who was ever drafted by the NBA, and she turned them down because she was getting ready to start a family, and she was like, "No, leave me alone. I'm doing this."
Hey, that's what she wanted to do,
That's
right?
just
Like,
it, right?
raising a family is a very underrated contribution to society. So,
I
But
know,
like, in
right?
the
Much better to be
NHL
a star, right? Much better to
Yeah.
be famous or influencer, right?
exactly. In the NHL, I think it was in the 90s, Mano Riom played goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning in, I think she played for one period in a preseason game, but I don't remember how she did, but I don't think she did bad. So, but like, it was a big story, but she did like as well as like I would have done for sure because I was shit.
Louisa Harris
I'm dying to know where is Torey that her phone keeps overheating? Because I have the same problem. I'm in Colorado, in Arizona, Texas. I wonder where she is that hers is overheating like that. I got two phones just for that. Torey, can I ask you what state you're in?
I am in Pennsylvania currently.
It's that hot in Pennsylvania currently? Your phone's overheating?
I have like an old phone, so sometimes when I use the camera for a long time, it just I've done that. Like I've been on Instagram Live with people, and it starts to like overheat and shit.
All right, I got you. What's the temp out there? I'm out here in the desert. It's over 100 degrees still out here.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I'm waiting until August to come down, by the way, because it's hot there, and I will heat stroke as soon as I show up.
I'm telling you, it's horrible, bro. By the way, Noli, Monkey's over. Liberty, of course, is home. He's here. Pikes. Yeah, and I've been dropping acid all day.
Awesome. Will you give them both big old kisses for me then?
Oh, fuck you, Noli. I'll do it though.
You better. So Louisa Harris was the only woman who's ever been drafted to the NBA, and I posted a link and stuff in the feed so that people can check it out later or whatever. But it's a really interesting story, and I wanted to get an interview with her before she passed away, but I wasn't able to. She was sick when I contacted her, and
Y'all gotta look up that Olympic what I don't even know what you call them. I'm high right now. The committee trying to make it simple. They thought it'd be over in a day, man versus woman. They've been at it for 40, 50 years. Look it up. It's a good read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I totally forgot.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
Oh yeah. I've had brain damage since I was 14, brother.
Because I do smoke
I
a
can't
lot.
remember shit. My memories, goldfish are jealous of my memory.
Mm-hmm. You're jealous of goldfish, but anyway.
Torey, how much time do you have left, honey, before you have to get back on the road?
I have like 5 more minutes.
Okay. So, Joe, are there any other questions specifically that you have for Torey that you would like
Yes,
to ask?
but because Tori's probably been up here for a while. Maybe Tori would like to say some shit without me just fucking. I've caught 5 minutes of a conversation.
What that organization?
Tori, I got a buddy. This feels inappropriate because every time I'm the black guy, so someone wants to tell me about their black friend. But I heard someone, I think it was him, say something. A steel worker. I got a steel worker buddy. I can't dox her, but I would love to show you the photos when she's at work and when she's dressed up. I would love to show you this. I'm talking about.
I know. I know.
Okay. All right.
I love her too.
I don't want to. People are on YouTube. I don't want to dox her. She's great.
I just posted a link to your the organization that you work for. Could you tell us about that one more time real quick before you go?
Yeah, so I work for an organization called Athlete Ally. We are aiming to end homophobia and transphobia in sports. We basically work from the Olympic level down. We work with like the NBA, NFL, Major League Soccer, NCAA, all the major teams and leagues to educate players, coaches, and front office staff on inclusion for trans and LGBTQ folks. And we work on the policy level. We confront a lot of the negative policies that we saw this year around trans youth in sports at the state level.
Can you tell me some of them? Because I'm ignorant. Can you tell me some of the policies? Some of the,
this year there was 18 states across the country that banned trans youth from competing in sports. So like, elementary school kids, middle school kids, like states like Texas, Oklahoma, Florida, like all these states ban trans youth. So we work like at the local level to basically lobby against these bills that affect the LGBTQ community.
That is interesting. They can't compete with the males. They don't have the testosterone that I have as a fucking kid. It's interesting. Yeah. So you guys got a good duty, task under God. You're doing a good thing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's hard work. It's it's tough, but someone's got to do it, and I truly believe that all trans.
It looked like you better be well versed, not just I'm trans, so I know shit. You're gonna need facts, studies to throw in these cats' face. I hope you're prepared. She's gone.
Yep. Her phone overheated again, and she was leaving us anyway. So she is pre-surgery, you guys. So she does have a GoFundMe that I have posted up in the live feed. Oh, here, hey, look, she's coming back. Okay, you're back.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I was
facts.
saying you better have the facts and studies and shit for these for people. Are you you preparing yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. Check out our website. We have a lot of good scientific data on there.
I would love to, because I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'll be trying to fight your fucking argument on panel, and I'm ignorant from the city. I suck at it. And, all I keep references an Olympic study. So, yes, Noli sent me what she got. I would certainly love to read it.
We try to be as scientific as possible to look at the facts, look at the data, and look
Very
at
good.
It's a good website. I looked at it. It's really good.
Yeah.
All right, will do.
If you have any more questions, please refer to this website. And I'm sure that you would, Torey wouldn't mind if you reached out to her. She is on Instagram. I will post her Instagram here in like 2 seconds.
Noli doing double duty, multitasking, sending me shit, posting your Instagram and chat, sending me your link. She's killing over there.
I'm trying.
Are you on Twitter, Tori, at all?
I am on Twitter. I don't use it much because honestly, it's fucked up there for trans people. Like I was seeing some fucked up shit that I just didn't want to see, and it was making me sad. So I don't
And
do
Yeah,
it.
Tori,
that's
that's what
fair.
you do for
There's a
your
lot of hate
health.
on that site.
For your health, you withdraw. I'm a fan of fight, fight, fight. But when when you injured, you take off and you come back to the battle later. Yeah, I understand that shit. I'll do the YouTube shit, and I got to withdraw. A lot of my friends really like the drama and going real life and posting pictures of people, kids. I can only get a certain amount of that shit, a certain taste for it, and then I can't be around it no fucking more.
Yeah.
I remember taking a break off Facebook because all the people that are just like, oh, they died with comorbidities. And I was like, I have those, you fucking assholes. It's like, I don't want to die yet.
Yikes. But yeah, my Twitter handle is the same as my Instagram handle. So if Millie sends that out, you can find me on Twitter too.
All right.
I got neither, by the way, strictly YouTube. Both of you guys, look me up on YouTube. I filmed the police. Torey, if you had more time, I'd fucking love to tell you about some of the shit I do.
Yeah, I would love to hear that. Maybe we can connect another time.
Yeah, and I travel a lot. I go across country doing this shit, so I'll pop up in your state if you want to have a drink or a fucking steak. Every motherfucker that comes to Chicago, I done, took him out or showed him downtown or something, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. Well, Noe will connect us. I would love to chat with you farther.
Yeah, same.
Definitely. Have a safe drive.
Thank you. It's really good to see you all.
I don't even know where you're going, but have a safe drive.
Thank you, everyone. Good to see you. Bye.
All right. No, that girl is an asset.
She is amazing.
She's courageous, right? She's courageous. She doesn't appear. I don't know shit about her, but she's not the type to get defensive and triggery. She's gonna be an asset, bro. I can see if I need advice on something, asking her.
She seems really well educated on the subject. Really well, knows the points.
And don't mind talking about it, right? She's not shy, afraid someone's going to smack her down or disagree with her. I thought that was really brave. She was in the right place for it because he's a pimp. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and let the live feed go for a little while because I haven't seen you in forever, bro.
I'm telling you,
all right, I'm going to take off.
All right, I'll see you, man. Take it easy.
All right, nice to meet you, Yeti.
Nice to meet you, brother. We'll chat again.
This might be short-lived. I'm in between. Wait a minute. I am drinking ginger ale and eating. I bet you know what this means. And eating saltines. Why am I doing that?
Oh, are you pukey?
I'm nauseous. Yeah. So this might not be long.
Is it from the
That's from the acid I was fucking taking, man. That shit always makes you nauseous, man. The mushrooms get me like that. They come in waves too. It
Trump
sucks.
said, look at this.
Right. Trump said he came to fucking Chicago. Me and him hung out. Me and Trump went and had dinner. I think we ate steak and shit. Trump come to Chicago once.
That was really nice to have her on. I want to have her on again. I will be. I think I sent you her Instagram. I'm not sure if I did or not, but she's been great. She actually does a lot of work with people in the skateboarding community, and she was trying to work with this group. There's this group that I think they're in Australia, but they have like they're global, but their main like group is in Australia, and it's like community built skate parks and shit for the kids. It's so badass.
Oh, that's the shit I wish we had more of when I was a fucking kid. When I was getting older, early 20s, I guess, they had little shit to keep the kids off the street, little video projects and stuff. We were just starting to get a handle on that shit. No fucking, parks. We were trying to like get together graffiti artists and but nothing like you talking about. Fucking, get people together and building parks and shit. That's crazy.
So this Louisa Harris chick, you got to check her out. There's a documentary about her. I don't remember where the hell I found it. It had to have been here on YouTube because I came by accident and was like, huh, no way.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only woman to officially ever have been drafted by the NBA, and it's it kind of gives you a different perspective on instead of looking at it by gender, looking at it by skill level.
That doesn't necessarily. I wouldn't assume. I'd have to ask a million questions. What year was it? What was going on? Was it a ploy? Like, was it?
Like they genuinely wanted her. She was the best. She played for the Olympic team. She played for the beginning of the women's basketball association, and she was, like I said, she's the only woman to ever.
I would love to I'll check her out, and I would love to believe that, but I just believe that no one is of a real heart who lives and moves around at that level. No one's genuine. No one I think is going to say like, hey, she is the best player. We're going to take her regardless of gender. No. Everybody's too political. Everybody's in everybody's ear. Is it a good move? Is it bad? How does it make us look? All of that shit would have come into play, and I don't trust people.
Yeah, I feel you. So it was in 1977, and she was
77.
And it was
Holy fuck!
It was the New Orleans Jazz that drafted her. She was 6'3". She played center for Delta State University with the 137th overall pick.
All right, 77. That's about the year the leagues converged. Yeah, they were more willing to try something. That's when I think the fucking Dr. J Nail was on one league and the Squares, and then they finally had a game where they played each other, and the Squares lost, and I don't know. I think that was the late 70s though, when all that crazy shit was happening. A woman coming along at that time could have stood a shot. It stands to reason that she could be that good.
Yeah, she did some of the videos of her playing. It's astronomical. She blows by these women like they're standing still. It's just shit, dude. It's crazy. I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
And like all the awesome, cool women throughout history. Like, why the hell did my teacher not tell me about this woman? How come I am like none of your business how old I am?
Yeah.
And finding this out,
Yeah. Yeah. It's we have the same shit being black, and you come up and you be like, they told you about the 12 black people, Martin Luther King, so and so, but they don't. I don't know all the shit I find out that I could have known. That I would have known. Like, I'm mad that my mom never didn't teach me to be more radical. They're from the South. Don't look the white man in the eye bullshit. Now all I hang with is radical white motherfuckers, right? My mom could have prepared me a long time ago.
Oh, wow. Tones is in the feed.
Oh, God, I feel horrible.
I'm sorry. You're sick?
I am. I think I'm abandoning you, man, because the more I talk, the sicker I feel.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to get going too. Thank you guys for coming. And check out those links that I posted, because if you're confused about what's going on in the trans community and you have questions, I think that it's the best way to go about finding those answers. Love you guys.